Hello, welcome to JS.Survival. I'm Shane. Behind me I have my truck here, and I kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit today about self-reliance just in your vehicle. You know, there's certain things I keep in my vehicle all the time, whether it be raining, snowing, you know, whatever the weather may be, because I do a lot of hunting, I do a lot of hiking, you know, kayaking, whatever. I just stay in the woods a lot. So I've had incidences where I've been out in the woods and I'm 15 miles to a paved road, you know, much less 20 miles to a nearest cell phone signal or house, you know, and I run over something, have a flat tire, you know, or I left my lights on before I left to go in the woods, and now I come back and now my truck's dead. Yeah, you could put some jumper cables in there, but what good is it going to do you if you're the only vehicle out there, and the next time you might see somebody maybe 3 or 4 days, or if you're on some hunting property when the next person comes along, you know, to go hunting. So you kind of, you know, you can get stuck, you know, and I've been stuck in some places for, you know, a couple of days, you know, just because, you know, my truck messed up. Not this particular one, because it's a Toyota. But yeah, I've been in those situations, and when you kind of get in those situations, you start thinking about, this ain't gonna happen to me again, I'm not gonna get stuck out here. So the first thing you do is start putting stuff in your vehicle where the next time something like that happens, you're prepared. And that's what self-reliance is being prepared and being ready to take care of what needs to be taken care of without having to ask for help, because sometimes the help ain't always going to be there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to readjust this camera, show you some stuff that I have inside my truck and why I keep it in my truck and why it's useful to me. Alright, as you can see, I have my go bag here. I kind of keep it when I go hunting or hiking or anything. This is my 10C bag, you know, that I keep, which, you know, I'm a student at the Pathfinder school, so, you know, they teach us kind of do things on the 10 C's of survival, so I keep those 10 C's pretty much in my truck at all times, and also keep a couple meals there, because even if I'm trying to do like food procurement or anything like that, it takes about 3 days to actually kit something, possibly, so I try to keep a few meals in that bag. But I'll talk more about what's in this bag on another video, but what I want to talk to you about is what else I keep in my truck. So obviously I keep kind of a little bit of bag, but outside, if I didn't have this bag in my vehicle, I'm going to show you some other things that I keep in my vehicle for various reasons. One of the things that I do keep, if you can kind of notice here, is I keep a 500 watt converter with a utility. And I mainly keep it because I do a little bit of, mostly I use this when I go like tailgate camping or something, or I'm just out hunting and then my vehicle's close by. I can plug that in there, or I can plug it in. I keep a jump box, but I'm going to talk more about that. And then I keep like a little light with I use a fluorescent bulb in it simply because it uses less wattage, so it lasts a lot longer. I can clamp it to a stick or a tree limb, or on my hood if I need to, you know, tinker with something on my vehicle or something like that. So I just kind of keep this handy. Similar to a flashlight, but it's a little bit brighter. It helps light up a campsite if I'm trying to cook on my tailgate or something like that. So that's why I keep that in there. And of course it plugs into this, and it's a converter. It converts your basically DC power to AC power, so that's really what that's for. And I can use it if I'm camping to charge my phone or whatever. This, I just a little pocket fisherman with a little bit of tackle. Nothing too fancy, but I just kind of keep it in there. Sometimes I'll actually run across a spot and I want to just go fishing, just to kind of clear my head. So kind of way of keeping a fishing pole ready to go. Keep a couple of these giant rat traps. If you notice, I got a hole drilled in them. It's an easy way to catch squirrels or whatever, anything that's small game. I can put some bait on there, tie some bank line or something, or tie it to a tree. That way if something clasp on it, it'll kind of go away. But I kind of keep one of those handy to throw in my pack or something like that. I do keep it like a little dry bag, but what I really keep in here, a couple packs of ramen noodles or something. You know, I can throw in my pack if I'm hungry, but I actually keep a rain suit in here. So I keep a rain jacket and some rain pants, because I've actually, you know, if I had a blowout on the side of the interstate or something like that in the pouring rain and I got to change the tire, at least I don't get soaking wet. So that's kind of why I keep a rain jacket in there. Plus it's camo. If I need to go do some hunting, I can kind of do that. We'll reach in here for a second or two. I do like to keep a little bit of Kool-Aid. It's just more or less a morale booster. Sometimes I use it for lunch or whatever. But, you know, I always keep water in my canteen if I want something kind of sweet. I just kind of keep those laying around. When it runs out, I put some more in it. back here I keep me a little bit of Crown. I like the maple Crown every now and then because I carry it when I go camping or something. I put it in some coffee at nighttime, helps me sleep. But I just kind of keep that in there. The biggest things that I use is I have some storage compartments here, and I keep a single shot shotgun with about 20 rounds kind of ready to go, you know, just in case. But that's just me being paranoid. But the main reason I keep a little small toolkit just in case something's loose, I mean, you're stuck somewhere. I mean, a tie rod end comes out, and you might can work something. I actually use that when we went to Ohio because my rear differential was low in fluid, and I actually used that so I could put more fluid in it while I was in the gas station. But I actually keep one of these that's a jump box, and I look for one. You can get these. This is the older one. I've had it for a while, but you can get a lot of these that have like an air compressor and things like that built into it. I do like it because it has an auxiliary, so I can actually plug up that little converter and plug a lamp into it. So if I'm kind of away from my truck and I would like to get some light or just around a campsite or something, that really comes in handy. I recommend this over jumper cable simply because you don't need another vehicle. If I left my lights on, I go to crank it, it doesn't crank when I come back out of the woods. All I gotta do is reach behind here, clamp it to my battery, and fire it right up, and it works. It's just before you ever go on a trip, make sure you have at least this one lit up. Mine is not fully charged because I actually use it for base to base, but I always check it, you know, before I go on a trip or the night before. I generally charge it to make sure it's completely charged. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put this back, and then I'm gonna show you a couple other things I have on the other side. So just bear with me. I'm gonna get my camera reset up and show you what I have on the other side. So I'm back. I'm going to show you what I keep on the other side just for, you know, self-reliance needs in my vehicle. Alright, so one of the things I do have a first aid kit. Keep some basic stuff in there, but I just keep it in my, back here, I keep it in my glove box, but it just keeps, stuff. It's got, I just keep ibuprofen, just buy one, just keep it in there. It's kind of good to have. One of the things I always keep some stuff right here I can spray on my pants leg just to kind of keep ticks if I go in the woods. And I always keep like a little road flare for two reasons. One, if it's, you know, dark outside and I'm having to change a flat on the interstate or anything like that, I can strike it, and that'll help as well. On top of that, if I'm out in the woods or if I'm stranding, if my wood is wet or if it's raining, I can use this and strike it and use it to start a fire in the rain. So it's kind of good multi-purpose there. And then I keep a little air compressor so that way in case, you know, I had to plug a tire, you know, I can pump it up as well. So it's good to have a little air compressor. Now I have the air compressor and the jump box separately. You can actually buy those in like one unit. When I got mine, you didn't have that as an option, so I've just had it for a while. Now I do keep basically a 50 cal tin full of like just pliers and just little small tools. One of the things I do keep in there is just a little cheap headlamp that if I need it to change a tire or something like that. And I keep a plug kit so that way I can plug my tire and things like that. The rest of it is just like pliers and just little small loose tools, crescent wrenches and things like that. Just, you know, just in case I need to fix something or repair something. Just kind of comes in handy. But all this stuff I'm showing you, I've actually used many times. I actually have to re-update my plug kit because, you know, even at work, people were coming out and running those stuff in parking lots and things. And instead of changing their tire, I just plug it for them because it's easier. But if you're, you know, kind of want to be self-reliant, you're in an area where you don't have cell reception, or if you do a lot of hunting and stuff, it's good to have those kind of things in your vehicle. And you want to kind of think about those things, because what would happen if you know, left your lights on, your battery's dead, or you run over something, you know, and it's raining outside, it's dark, you know. I've had to stay overnight a couple of times in a couple of places just because my vehicle wouldn't start, and I didn't have that kind of stuff in my vehicle. So I hope you like it. I hope you learned something. I hope it gave you some ideas of something to put in your vehicle. If you like it, share it. If you got any questions or comments, please post them at the bottom. And thanks again for tuning in to the channel. Bye.